Where is the most powerful place to pray? Where is that place that gets you connected, that takes you right into the holies of holies? Where is that place that God wants you to be when you pray? Where is that place of prayer that the Bible talks about? The place that connects so direct to God. In this video, I will share that place with you. I will tell you where that place is. But before we get right into that, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're yet to subscribe to this channel, you know what to do. Click on the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I drop another video, another revelation. Welcome again. In this video, I will be sharing with you the right place to connect with God in prayer while praying, the most powerful place. If you have ever experienced this, that while praying you get easily disconnected, your mind just travels around while you're in the place of prayer, then this video is for you. If you have ever experienced that, it is because you were not in the right place to pray. The devil is permitted to bring distractions while praying, to make you disconnect while praying. This is the work of the devil. It's something that the devil is permitted to do. It is up to you now to stay in the right place, to stay in the most powerful place, a place where the devil cannot reach. Despite that God permits the devil to do some certain things, there are some places the devil can never reach. There are realms you step into and the devil can never get to that point. This is the point that the devil is not permitted to go in. It is your secured area. This is also why the Bible talks about guarding it diligently. But I will share with you the part I want you to pick today, the revelation I want you to see today. So now I'll be reading from verse 11 down to 13. Okay, in your leisure time you can read the whole of this. So literally, this is talking about Hannah. She has been believing God for a son. She has been believing God for a child, and she made a promise to God that if God blesses her with a child, the child is going to work in the house of God. At this point, Hannah has already passed the age of conceiving and giving birth. She has passed that age, but she kept on believing God. But on this particular day, something different happened. Hannah was in the most powerful place of prayer. Hannah stepped in the most powerful place to pray. And when you're in this most powerful place to pray, your prayers will be answered, except three things. Number one, when you're praying for something that is not in the plan of God for you, something that will destroy you, then this prayer cannot be answered. Number two, if you're praying for your just personal pride, something you want to make your friends nervous, not to the glory of God, then that prayer will not be answered. Number three, if you're kind of like praying in vain, you're praying for vain things, these are the things that can hinder you from receiving your answers when you are in the most powerful place to pray. The first Bible verse we'll be getting a revelation from today is from the book of 1 Samuel chapter 1 verse 10 to 17, right? But I will begin from verse 11, not to keep you waiting for too long. I'll begin from verse 11. And she made a vow saying, Lord Almighty, if you only will look on your servant's misery and remember me, and not forget your servant, but give her a son, then I will give him to the Lord for all the days of his life, and no razor will ever be used on his head. 12. And she kept on praying to the Lord. Eli observed her mouth. Hannah was praying in her heart, and her lips were moving, but her voice was not heard. The main thing is not about her lips were moving or her voice was not heard. The main thing you should get is that Hannah was praying in her heart. Your heart is the most powerful place to pray. Your heart is the most powerful place to pray. Whether you can be praying out loud, but you're praying from your heart. You can be praying quietly, but you're praying from your heart. There are times a person can pray quietly, but he or she is very distracted. She's thinking about something, different fantasies, has traveled from her hometown to another place. The mind just keeps traveling, lots of distractions. So it's not about when you're quiet or when you're loud. The key is that pray in your heart, pray from your heart. The prayer should be straight from your heart. This is how you can connect to God. This is the only way you can get God's attention. Okay, this is the only way you can get the attention of God, when you pray from your heart, when what you're saying comes from your heart. This is the most powerful place to pray. The Bible talks about people who pray to be seen. They can be seen praying, so they can be tagged that, wow, this brother is a prayer warrior, this brother can pray. Wow. When you pray in that realm, you're not praying from your heart, you're praying to be seen, right? You're praying to be seen, you're not praying to God. But there are others that can pray aloud because they've been stirred in the spirit and they just burst out in tongues, in prayer, so loud, praying. But they are praying from their heart. It doesn't matter if you're praying super loud or quietly. What matters is that you're praying from your heart. Like I said earlier, the devil is permitted to distract the children of God. This is the point, a person who has grown spiritually or a person who is still growing, or someone who is just learning. So this is the point you have to develop yourself to avoid distractions. The next Bible verse I will read today is from the book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 2. It says, "Blessed are they that keep his testimonies and that seek him with the whole heart." God is only interested in prayers from the heart. So it's totally in vain. In vain when your prayers are not from the heart. That is why most times the prayer you think you just said out, you just said this prayer, you find the result, you see the answers to this prayer because you just said it from your heart. Like that was the particular time you said something from your heart, and heaven recorded it despite it was casual. In the book of Matthew chapter 6 verse 5 to 8, you can also get another revelation about praying from the heart. Jesus Christ taught, "When you pray, do not be like the hypocrites, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and on the streets to be seen by men. But when you pray, go into your room, close the door, and pray to your Father who is unseen." This is just an illustration of praying from the heart. In this Bible verse, Jesus Christ was talking about those people who pray to be seen. Like, I'm far into this Christianity something, you're just coming up, I know how to speak in tongues, I know how to just praying without communicating to God, just carrying the form of a Christian but really empty inside. They are just hypocrites, and we have Christians like that today. You can be in church praying, you're standing, you're relating, you're flowing in the service, doesn't mean you're a hypocrite. You are a hypocrite when you're doing it to be seen, when you want other men to accredit you. Be in your office, in your workplace, and you have the feeling to pray. It's time for you to pray, or you've created out the time to pray, and it's time to pray. You can be in a public place and you still pray, and your prayer comes from the heart. Wherever you are, God will hear you, God will answer you. I hope you're blessed, and I hope you've learned something in today's video. Do not forget to subscribe, turn on your notification bell. Stay blessed.